out here at Snowball. It's a great day. I'm getting ready to go for a hike. There actually are some trails up here for you to enjoy and explore. They are open to hikers, bikers, and equestrians, non-motorized traffic only. So please respect those expectations and come out here and have a good time. So I'm right up here. You can actually see where I am if I turn around. Just above the tow rope, you can follow the trails up. Eventually you'll come to these carcinite posts, these brown posts. There's also some white ones like this on the trail that will guide you along. The trail actually has two ways up. You can see here to the right and here to the left, and they meet up at the ridge up there, and then on the other side there are a number of other trails on the other side of the barbed wire fence. So I'm going to take a nice little hike. I'm going to show you a few of the wildflowers that are out here today, and hopefully you can learn a little bit more about what we have blooming and growing here in Nevada. Thanks.
Most everyone knows sagebrush, but as it might be confused with a few other local bushes, I figured that I'd point out some differences. Our most common species of sagebrush, the big basin sagebrush, has small mint-colored leaves with 3 lobes, like you see pictured here. Another common bush at Snowball is the bitterbrush, also characterized by small 3-lobed leaves. They, however, are much darker or greener in color. I've also noticed a number of bitterbrush plants with an infestation of tent caterpillars, like you see in this photo. Besides shrub species, there are a couple of flowers in bloom. Buttercups, like these pictured, are some of the first flowers to bloom in spring. With a showy yellow flower, with often, though not exclusively, 5 petals, they are easily identified. Another common flower is the phlox. Phlox flowers are often pink to white in color, and its 5 petals and sepals fuse together, forming a tube at the flower's base. If you pay attention as you walk, you will also find bluebells with their clusters of nodding bell-shaped flowers, yellow bells, solitary bell-shaped lily family flowers, spring parsley, hugging in close to the rocks with its white and cream-colored flowers in umbrella-like clusters, daggerpod with its 4-petaled pink to purplish flowers and its large grayish-green basal leaves, and woodland stars with flowers containing 5 tiny, white, deeply lobed petals. A number of other plants are soon to bloom on the slopes above Snowball, so I'll show you what else you should be looking out for. Lupin looks to take over the hillsides. Right now you can identify it by its unique palmate leaf pattern with a number of fingers stretching out from a central point. Eventually the hillsides should be covered with flowers similar to these shown. Yarrow is another flower to expect soon. Often with clusters of white flowers shaped like this dead seed head, you can find it now by the cluster of feathery basal leaves. Arrow-leafed balsam root is another perennial plant putting forth spring growth. Its leaves are yet small, but they are distinguishable by their arrow-like shape, for which they are named. Their leaves are also velvety, which can distinguish them from similar plants before you can experience the brilliance of their bright yellow sunflower-like flower heads. A small but important flower getting ready to bloom is the death camas. It has mainly basal grass-like leaves, and its roots, if eaten, can be lethal to browsing animals. When in bloom, it will have white, 6-petaled flowers. Be aware and stay on the trail, especially if you are on a bike at Snowball. In the Elko foothills, you can encounter cactus varieties, like the prickly pear shown here. Thanks for coming on my hike with me today. Obviously, these weren't all of the plants present, just a few I felt like sharing with you today. As you can see, I made it to the ridge above the tow rope at Snowball, and from here I can see down into town, over the summit into Spring Creek, and then off to the Rubies. Here at the top, the trail meets the old road, and then it comes to a series of bike loops on the backside of the hill, which you can find by following the brown and white carcinite posts shown here. You'll have to go through a barbed wire fence to reach them, so be careful and make sure to close the gate after you go through. Hope you enjoyed your adventure, and we'll see you again soon.